Well, it's the final day of our final series on Halloween board games, and today the house is haunted. We're going to be talking about ghost board games. So I believe that this is probably a very difficult category of board games to come up with something very, very good.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't think it would be, but man, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Horror in general is just hard for board games. There aren't that many of them. And I believe that it has to do with the marketability of a board game, because they always talk about, fantasy board games do well. You know, science fiction games don't do as well. I'm sure that horror oriented or ghost or demon or whatever board games just don't sell quite as well as the others. So it's a harder thing for a designer to get sold to a publisher, right?
I imagine like when it comes to the horror genre, zombies are easy.
Yeah.
Lovecraft, very easy.
Yeah. For some reason, like that's just beloved.
Yeah, exactly. Community. I mean, people will flock to that. But when it comes to ghosts, I think it's a hard one to get across. Yeah. And I'll tell you, I was looking for them. There's not that many.
There's not that many, but there are some good ones.
Yeah, there are some great ones.
Mm-hmm. And Steve, so let's talk to you about your pick for ghost board games. What do you got for us?
All right. So originally I was looking up how many haunted games there were that I've played, and the list was pretty small. Like, Chris, I know you have a copy of Ghostel.
Yes.
We haven't played it, though.
Yeah, but I don't think that would be, like, Halloween worthy. It seems very, like, tongue-in-cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's still better than my pick.
Oh.
Which is the Ouija board.
Oh, that's what happened in The Exorcist. Regan had all her problems.
Yeah, this could fall under the demons or under ghost side, technically, I guess.
Captain Howdy showed up, right?
And there's that great movie called Ouija.
Yeah, great movie.
Which everybody should watch because it's fantastic. I think I should review that movie.
Yeah. The Ouija board. The Ouija board's great for two reasons. Number one, so like you said in The Exorcist, she gets possessed by Captain Howdy, and she pees herself, right? So if I ever accidentally pee myself,
among other horrible things that she does,
I can link it back to me playing the Ouija board, and everything's cool, right? I have a good excuse.
You go on a bender, and it's like, sorry, Karen, I was just playing with a Ouija board.
And the second best thing about the Ouija board is that it's the game that keeps on giving, right? I played this game, and, weird stuff still keeps happening. Anyway,
let me say this about the Ouija board, and it kind of ties in with my pick. Now, the Ouija board is a fun thing to have. It's like a novelty, right? Like,
it was put out by Milton Bradley,
Bradley or Parker Bros, whatever it was, has been putting it out for years and years and years. And back in the olden times, they used to do seances as sort of like a party trick, a party like event in a sense.
Yeah.
They still do them in horror movies today.
That's true. I wish they would. My wife and I were just talking about how do you hire a medium to do a seance? Like, it would be fun to have a seance party like in the old days. But I don't want them to think it's real. I want them to do all the scam tricks that they used to do with the tables shaking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to find that kind of thing. Oh. But anyway, the point is that I think a Ouija board could be an awesome Halloween party. You could set down the Ouija board. You could actually like try to set the mood. Everybody dresses like in cool, like old timey clothes. You could have the ambience going. It could be really, really awesome. And the reason that I say that ties in with mine, because my pick is Mysterium.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I think it's a fantastic ghost game. And the reason I say is because in Mysterium, it's a board game about where you, as the sort of the one, plays the ghost.
Yeah.
And there's these 3 murders or 4 murders, depending on how many players there are, that have happened. And these investigators are coming in trying to solve these murders. And the ghost is giving them visions of who did it, where they did it, and what item weapon they used to kill the person. Right?
Yeah, and I think the premise is that I am the ghost trying to get the investigators, the mediums, to figure out
it out
how I was killed, where, and who did it.
Right. And you're using pictures where you're trying to get them to pick the right person. There's a cards with people's faces on them, locations, whatever.
Yeah.
By using this weird, dreamy artwork, like you're giving them visions. So it's very much like a party game, like Dixit or those kinds of games. And I think that Mysterium, even though it's a fantastic game in its own right, could really be a fantastic party game at Halloween where you set the mood, you got candles, everybody dresses in old-timey clothes, cool, like a seance, right? And the ghost like role plays being a ghost when they're doing it in a sense.
Well, unfortunately, the ghost isn't supposed to talk.
Yeah, but I mean, like you could like make the ghost noises or something. You got creepy music playing or something. It would be such a cool Halloween ghost party if you did that kind of thing. And you could do very easily with the Ouija board as well. That's kind of how I tied those together, right?
You certainly could. Well, Jamie, you said that you didn't know any psychic folks, but I met one the other day. I was in Walmart and I saw this. I saw this little person, and he told me he was a psychic, but then he stole a bunch of stuff and ran out the door. So now he's a small, medium at large.
Oh my god. Oh, stop it. I know this is Halloween, Steve, but please stop with the terrible jokes.
That's what I do.
Terrible. It's so bad. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, I love ghosts. I think ghosts are just a really cool thing in general because, there's something that kind of like aliens in a way. Mm-hmm. Ghosts are another thing that I feel like it's a monster that could really exist.
Yeah.
Like of course Jason Voorhees as an undead dude that can't die, that's killing people. It doesn't exist. And like Godzilla is not going to exist and all that different stuff.
We hope.
But yeah, right. Exactly. We hope. But I feel like ghosts are something that actually could exist in some capacity with energies that exist. So I feel like it's one that actually gives me feelings of terror.
Yeah. Yeah, ghosts are definitely a creepy thing. Ghosts and clowns, because both exist. Potentially, clowns exist, and they're horrifying. So
potentially, clowns exist.
I like to pretend they don't.
All right, Chris, why don't you hook us up with your pick for a ghost board game?
All right, so this game is not particularly horrifying, but it is ghost themed. It has the word ghost in its name, and it is a very challenging co-op, and that is Ghost Stories.
This is one that I've never played before, and I've always been excited to play it. I heard it's also horrifically hard.
It is insanely hard to the point where I actually scared my wife out of sleep when I won it. Because I was playing on the iOS, and I finally beat it, and I was like, yes! And she jumped up out of a dead sleep and hit me. I'm waking her up. But no, Ghost Stories, you play a bunch of monks that are fighting back ancient Asian spiritual creatures, I guess you would call them, to the point where
you're just playing ghosts.
Well, I guess. But then you get to the big bad, and you got to beat him.
Is he a big ghost?
And he's a big ghost. It is so hard. We talked about hard games. I like XCOM. This game is insanely hard, equal to XCOM. Mm-hmm. And when you play co-op, it's a lot of working together and managing. Because as you play the game, tiles will get deactivated depending on which ghosts are there, and you have to worry about that. So good. Ghost Stories. And it has ghosts in the name, so it is a haunting game.
For sure.
Well, there you go, everybody. Let's close this episode out with a pop quiz.
All right.
Okay.
Jamie, what is your favorite haunting or ghost movie?
It's really rough. And I think it's probably Rose Red.
Oh, that's a good one. It's technically like a miniseries, isn't it?
Yeah. I count all those Stephen King miniseries as movies in of themselves, right?
Yeah.
That's Carrie versus Ghosts.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a fantastic movie. So many of my Dungeons and Dragons haunting style games have been just crap ripped straight out of that movie.
You bled that movie to death.
I did. And I reuse it too. I was just like, well, I'll tweak that a little bit, because it's such a great haunted house movie.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, I wanted to point out that right now on Netflix there's a new show called Haunting at Hill House.
Oh,
And
I want to watch that.
it's kind of funny because like when I first saw it, I started watching it, I was like, oh, this is like Rose Red. And I realized that Rose Red is just based on that book from like 1954 or something. It's very similar type thing. There's a house that's haunted and there's ghosts in it and it's a family that lives in there. Oh man, it's a fantastic TV show. My wife and I are eating it up. We had marathoned it last night.
Well,
Nice.
Rose Red is based on the Winchester Mansion, which is real.
Right.
It's insane.
Right.
It's like an insane person built a house. And Rose Red always reminded me of Betrayal at House on the Hill because you go into different rooms. It's a random room, somehow attached to another random room for no reason.
Because it's like it moved. All the rooms move around in weird ways. And stuff.
Everything's all over the place. There's no coal chute, but it's no. I love Rose Red. It's great.
All right, so what's your pick, Chris?
So my pick is a movie called Haunter, which is fantastic.
Don't know that one.
Because the beginning of the movie is essentially there's a girl who knows she's a ghost. And she's trying to deal with the fact that she's a ghost and other horrible things come into play. She's basically stuck repeating the same day over and over and over and over again. And she's just like sick of it, because now she knows, but no one else knows that they're all ghosts. Great movie.
Oh, I've never seen that before. I have to check that out.
Yeah. Oh, I recommend it. It's great.
That's awesome. My pick is Poltergeist.
The original.
The original.
Yes.
I never
he
saw.
meant the remake.
Oh my goodness.
I never saw the remake.
Don't
watch it.
My wife
Don't.
watched it and she gave it a thumbs down, so I passed on it.
Honestly, I watched the remake and immediately bought the original to watch it again.
Oh, that's a good choice, I guess. But the original Poltergeist is creepy. I originally saw this in the 80s when I was way too young that I shouldn't have been watching it. Scared the bejesus out of
Nonsense
me.
to that crap.
Well, the clown. The clown alone is why most kids from the 80s are afraid of clowns.
The clown, the kid with the braces.
The tree that eats you.
The tree.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that tree.
The dead bodies that come up out of the swimming pool that they're
the
digging.
coffins and it's
Man.
a great movie.
It is
so
great.
good.
And number 2, not as good, but has the super creepy Kane in it, who sings that creepy song.
Yeah. Actually, I think number 2 creeped me out more. It was just that Kane was just so weird.
I read behind the scenes thing that said the Kane guy, the actor, had terminal cancer when they filmed it. He didn't tell any of the other castmates. That's why he looks like he looks.
Yeah.
And he passed away shortly after.
Interesting story. If you look up The Curse of Poltergeist,
I have.
there is some crazy stuff. Look it up on Wikipedia. The Curse of Poltergeist is real.
All right. Well, excellent pick, Steve. We're not going to talk about part 3 where they're in a skyscraper.
Well, yeah, that's crazy.
You don't got to worry about that one.
But Curse of Poltergeist took place during that filming.
It did.
All right. Well, that is our final video for Halloween month, October. We're going to get back to regular board games again. Coming in October. Well,
Yeah, well.
then it's going to be Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. Christmas games.
Thanksgiving games.
How are we going to come up with 4 episodes for Christmas?
6 episodes of Thanksgiving games. We got to be able to find a bunch of Pilgrim games or something.
I'm sure there are some.
There's plenty of Native American games.
This game has turkeys in it.
All right, Chris, that's your homework assignment.
No.
All right, everybody.
I quit.
We'll see you next month for some more Chris, Jamie, and Steve show. Thanks for joining us,
Later, everybody.
Scare you later.
Oh, God.
Thanks so much, everybody. If you've enjoyed this video, please do us a giant favor by subscribing to the channel and clicking that wacky bell icon. If you're into board games, miniatures games, role-playing games, we have a bunch of audio podcasts you might enjoy. You can find those at thesecretcabal.com or on iTunes and Stitcher.